Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Ink to Reader. I hope you're all doing well. Apologies because it's been 2 months since I've done one of these shelves TBR. I decided to take June to kind of catch up because I was a bit behind and I felt very overwhelmed. If I did catch up, that's something that you will have to find out from my wrap-up, but we are going ahead this month with picking a random shelf and going through the shelf and reading the books from that shelf. Now, as always, I'm gonna generate a random number. All the rules are in a video I've done in January, so if you're interested to know how it works and if you're new on my channel, this is where you can find them. I have to say that I've decided that a month ago I was gonna divide my manga graphic novels TBR and wrap-ups from my books TBR and wrap-up because the videos were getting too long and I thought it was a good idea to divide them. So these are just my books TBR for the month of July. July I have a very busy month, both with work and then my grandparents are coming from half of the month until the end of July basically, so I don't have many days to actually read, but hopefully I can still get a lot of reading done, hopefully, and if not, August I will have time to catch up more. Said that, these are just wishful thinking on my part, I just hope so. So I got 21 shelves behind me and I'm gonna go through random number generator. So 1 to 21. Then I'm gonna enlarge the screen so you're gonna actually see it before I do. It says 13, let me see. Okay, I know what it is. It's not completely full, which is good, but there are big books there. I'm gonna show you the shelf and then we're gonna go through the books that are on there. Okay, so here is the shelf and it's both exciting and a relief, but also terrifying at the same time. And I'm gonna explain in a second why. So, let me move my Funko Pop. This broke, unfortunately. So we've got the Summer That Melted Everything, which I've not read, so I will have to read. And then I have got the Enchanted, which I have already read. Love this so much, so I don't have to read these. Then I've got Circe, which clearly I've read, actually, I think this year, a few months ago. The Lies of Locamora, which I have read, and I'm actually debating if I want to keep it. I might, I don't know, because I wasn't the biggest fan of these, but I might, I don't know, and make my mind up by the end of the month. The Name of the Wind, which I have read, and I've yet to read the sequel. But then we get into the ones I've not read. So, Kings of Ashes. This is a chunky fantasy I got from a charity shop and I have not read it. This stunning edition of Wuthering Heights, I've not read it and I need to read it. So actually I'm very excited. But Court of Frost and Starlight, which we all agreed it was kind of a mistake, but I've read it, I read it. And then this is the big boy. Memories of Ice, book number 3 in the Mazan Book of the Fallen. And I've not read these. I'm up to this point in the series, so I will need to read these. Another one I've not read is Poison Princess. Not read this one, so I'm gonna give it a try. I think I own these for years and years. And finally, one that I've not read, but I'm not up to this point in the series, so I won't have to read it. And again, if you're confused about the rules, you can go and check my original video, where it's linked up and down. Crooked Kingdom, stunning edition. I don't have to read these just because I've not read Six of Crows. I know, okay? Okay, so you just saw the shelf, and I read the synopsis. Oops, but before I do that, I wanted to add 2 other books that I will read for sure. You might have seen my unboxing from Fairyloot, but just in case you haven't or you're not interested in unboxing, I'm gonna share with you the 2 books from Fairyloot before I start. So with these are gonna amount to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are just 5, the ones you saw on the shelf I have to read, but they are chunky. With these, we're gonna get to 7, and then you'll see if I have leftovers during the wrap-up. But, sorry, I don't have the dust jacket, because it's already down, but the YA book box for June Fairyloot was this Vicious Grace. This is a stunning book, and this is the story basically of this girl. She's born on this island inspired by an island on the Amalfi Coast in Italy. So hopefully, because I think I've been to the island, or the inspirational island that she took, I'll have a clearer picture of this island. And to serve this girl, she has, in this world, women have some kind of powers that they are useful to enhance the powers of their mate when they find a partner, so that the partner's magic becomes more strong and that the partners, the men, can protect the island. But she is the princess. She's supposed then to kind of find a mate to protect the island, and instead she kills every partner she might have. I guess that's what I got from the synopsis. So she's in a bit of a struggle because now her own kingdom, her own soldiers wants to kill her off because there's just something wrong with her. They just need someone who can defend them, not kill all potential partners. So she hires this bodyguard to defend her. He's got secrets of his own, and I believe that there is a romance plot in all of these. I don't know, I read it and hopefully I didn't stray too far away with my synopsis, because it was a bit confusing. And then for the adult book box, the book I'm gonna read in July is gonna be Juno Dawson, Her Majesty's Royal Coven. And this is the adult book box from Fairyloot. And this is basically the story of these coven of witches that apparently work for the crown, and they have to defend the kingdom, they have to defend their majesty, I think, and there is a conspiracy on the rise, so they will need to use their powers, I guess, to protect the kingdom and so forth. This one government department you don't want to mess with, so yeah, actually they are part of this government department that protects the crown from dark magic, and there I think there is a huge threat to the kingdom and the queen, and they need to protect her, these girls in this coven. I don't know anything else. Looks stunning. Looking actually forward to these. And those are the ones I will have to read from Fairyloot. Let's go back to the ones that you saw on my shelves. So first of all, we have Wuthering Heights. This is of course a classic, which I have read snippets when I was in Italy and studied English, so they actually used bits from these to teach us English in high school. However, I kind of know the general story, but I don't remember anything of the actual plot, and I'm very curious to read it. This is a stunning edition of it, so I'm gonna be very careful while reading it because I don't want to ruin it. But I think this is a very polarizing book in a sense that many hate it, but even people that hate it, hopefully they can recognize what she was doing. And I think just the characters are very unlikable, so hopefully I will be able to be around hateful characters for the duration of the book, but still kind of appreciate the story itself. Then the other book is Poison Princess. This is a YA series, I believe, that I purchased ages ago. Really, probably it's been 7 years now, and I never got around to it. I stopped reading YA of this genre, but because I own it, I think it's worth at least giving it a try, and if I don't like it, I can DNF it and donate it to a charity shop. And this is the story of Evie. She has these kind of hallucinations where she predicts horrible things from happening, and she thinks, oh, I'm mad, I'm getting mad, and then one day an apocalyptic event destroys her hometown, and she realized that she had seen that event in her hallucinations, in her dreams. I don't know if her dreams or visions. So she realized that maybe actually I do have powers, and she teams up with a bad boy in school to figure out what's happening, what are her powers, what she can do about them, and so forth. So let's see. We will see. I don't want to make too much judgment on the fact that I might not like it, or whether it might be not my cup of tea anymore. We will see. We will see. Then I've got King of Ashes. This is a charity shop finding, and it's a bit beaten up as a book, but this is the start of a new series, and all I gathered from the very long synopsis is that you follow different characters, but they all play around this world where initially there were 5 kingdoms, then one kingdom is betrayed, and I don't know if I got perception that this kingdom was betrayed because the powers of the people from that kingdom, or the ruling family, were too strong, so they threatened just the other kingdom. They felt threatened by them, so they made a ploy to destroy the kingdom. So now that kingdom is gone, and now only 4 ruling kingdoms are left. However, there is a rumor of his hair from this kingdom has been whisked off and saved, and so they put a price on his head and they're looking for him in order to destroy any potential further threat. And I think then you follow different characters with their own paths and with this kind of political background. I'm gonna give it a try. Again, this is a £1 book that I won't feel too bad if I don't like it, but it's worth a try. It's a high fantasy, which is my cup of tea. Second to last, we have Steven Erikson, Memories of Ice. This is book number 3. Now I know that there are different ways you can read the Malazan, and I think I am going with a list I've made. It's kind of publication order to a certain point, because I think I'm gonna go with chronological order of the story, if it makes sense. So that's what I like to do. So these that if I remember correctly, I read the second one in August last year, so it's almost perfect timing. I've again too much time has passed because I don't remember some of the things, but this takes place at the same time that the events of the second book are taking place. It's just in another area of the world, so it's kind of like a parallel story to that. And I'm very curious to continue on. I think I just love this series so much, and I wish I had more time and, in a sense, to just focus on reading all of it. But it's so long that I can't in my mind justify reading like just this series, because it would monopolize like months of my time. So I am spreading them at the cost though of forgetting a bit of a plot. However, I'm gonna just read a refresher. And this is an epic world. I can't even begin to explain what is. This is literally a high fantasy, dark fantasy story about this world and all these different populations and races, and these wars are actually happening all around, and these prophecies, and it's a very complex world, but it's a very famous series for a reason, and I think they did such an amazing job. And I'm actually very curious to, I don't think I've read before, in a sense, a book that, apart from maybe Game of Thrones to a certain extent, that takes, you know, makes a whole book about the same timeline but from another point of the world that you are in. I've never read like a parallel book in that sense, so I'm very curious. I don't know if that's true. I'm gonna refresh my mind on this and give you a precise answer when I do my wrap up. So excited about that. However, it's more than 1,000 pages. It's 1,200 pages. So wish me luck. And finally, I've got a book that I'm so excited to read. Like, so excited to read. Like, I love all my TBR in here, especially the fantasies and Wuthering Heights. But this is the one that I've recently heard someone speaking about this author, and I've been eyeing this book on my shelves for months and years since I've bought it. Also, I just found out, and I didn't know that this book is stunning. It's stunning. Look at this. I own these for years and I never bothered to take away the dust jacket, so I never knew this was how stunning this looked. Like, can we, even the end pages are pretty. So the premise of these are very intriguing. So this is a debut novel, and it's a story of his and so this local prosecutor who dares the devil to come to his hometown, and all of a sudden this 13 years old boy appears. He says he is the devil, so it seems like this persecutor wish has come true, and there is this heat wave hitting this part of Ohio. I think it takes place in Ohio, if I'm not mistaken. In Ohio, yes. And this boy has come and he speaks in riddles and he speaks about heaven and hell, and no one can understand if it's indeed who he says he is, so the devil, or he's just making stuff up. And I'm so curious about these. I'm just expecting stunning writing. I don't know why. Maybe because I've heard other people speaking about other books by this author. And so yeah, very happy. It's gonna be a challenging one, but I am overall very excited about all of these. My manga graphic novels are gonna be separate. I'm gonna combine them with my wrap up from June. This is where we are at in terms of TBR. Looks manageable, but then, you know, 1,000 pages book. So we will see. We will see how much I can read in July, especially because of everything that's going on. But hopefully I can. So take care of yourself. thank you for joining in. What are you gonna read in July? Let me know. And I'll see you next time. Ciao!